My experience in Kuwait Battle Royale 2016 was quite an interesting one. I expected to come here to actually be a commentator, but for the first time in a long time, I was invited to come and enter the event as a special guest.
It was awesome because it was different games, which means that it was a different collection of communities all blended together. And you also had the kind of expo in the next room, which was just a lot of exhibitors showcasing their products and bringing items to sell, different games, different anime cosplay items, different figures, action figures and so on.
I gotta say, I was really, really impressed just by the community itself. It was really surprising for me to see how much into the gaming culture, how much into the anime culture, and just how passionate everybody was about, fighting games and just, I guess you can call it geek culture, geek culture in general.
But I think that the best thing was seeing, the Kuwaiti scene do well, and just seeing the excitement that sort of caused with all the people there. And it's always cool seeing a local scene get excited about its players. It's cool wherever it is, and it's great to see here as well.
Kuwait Battle Royale is practically everything that a Kuwaiti gamer could ever dream of. It's the biggest event of the year, the event we look forward to the most, meeting up with family, old friends, new faces, and also new experiences. So far, I haven't been looking forward to any expo or event more so than KBR. And this year has been the best, definitely.
I guess my favorite moment at KBR 2016 was when Aziz beat Ryan Hart. Ryan Hart is a good friend of mine, really great guy. So I'm not rooting for him to lose. I was rooting for him to win, to be honest. But just seeing the excitement in the crowd because of somebody who's from the area beating this player from the UK, one of the great fighting game players of all time in a bunch of different games. Seeing that victory and then seeing and hearing all the people go nuts for it, I thought that was the best part. That was really cool.
بوش الشوريوكن كان المفروض الشوريوكن وعبد العزيز eliminates Ryan Hart.
The audience is the thing that I really like the most because they are very enthusiastic and they're always cheering, making the event really hype. When the audience is good, it makes the whole show really great. And there are a lot of great competitors too, so I like it a lot.
My experience in Kuwait Battle Royale is so good experience, and because I get 2 titles in Breastbrew and Kiritiya.
For me, what really stood out about KBR is that we had so many commentators. So we had commentating in Arabic, we had commentating in English, we had commentating in Japanese. So having these multiple languages banding together just to show people around the world that we do care about the community, we do care about the fighting games, and we do care about video games, made me really happy. And I really hope that we'd have more Arabic representation abroad.
The venue was amazing, first of all. I've never seen a venue like that in my life, and I go to tournaments all the time. All the time. I've never seen a venue like that. So that was absolutely mind-blowing. I remember day one going there and just looking at the venue, and everything looked amazing.
Oh, there are a lot of improvements in comparison with the first KBR. I really enjoyed the fact that you were catering for players who didn't have anything to do. There was the expo. There were also side setups so people could just jump on and play whatever game they wanted. Each setup actually had an array of games. So even if a setup didn't have the game you wanted, you could access the hard drive and load up the game you want to play. That was cool.
Thinking about the way that KBR was set up, I really did like the fact that KBR was half tournament and half convention.
It's good to have expo like this because you can walk around, play some old games, new games, and have a look and chat with people. Because there are really a lot of interesting little stuff to buy, and there are games to play, Nintendo old games. So I really like the feeling because sometimes in a tournament, you gotta always be waiting. And while you're waiting, you can't just be always eating, So I really like the idea of expo just next to the tournament.
It was nice to see official representation from Kuwait Tecmo, and hopefully we can see more announcements like this in the future. We had seen Ono in Dubai, and I'd really love to have Kuwait up there with them.
Having the developers come through, Koei Tecmo, and just hanging out with the rest of us, like, you know, like homies, showing off new games that were coming out, like Neo, the Final Fantasy Dissidia, and last but not least, goodness gracious, it is actually escaping me. Wait a second. Neo, Final Fantasy Dissidia, and Attack on Titan.
So the cool thing that I think that, you know, having KBR teamed with GX, as I mentioned, you know, it was really cool to have that, because then when you're not in the tournament, you have something to do. But not even just that, but again, you know, if you just focus on KBR, you're really just focusing on, here's the guys who play fighting games. But by combining it with GX, the cosplay contest, all the different booths and the vendors and the companies, and getting Koei Tecmo out there, really shows that it's not even just about fighting games, that Kuwait has just this gigantic like gaming scene. Like it feels like there's this gaming culture here ready to explode.
The cosplay show was nuts. That I didn't think was gonna be that good. They had some sick performances, and you guys had a panel similar to American Idol where the guys got to like talk about the cosplay, and I was like, oh my God, this is really cool. The production was really hype, so especially like seeing that big stage, and there was this One Punch Man cosplay happening where there was this one guy, he speeds off on one side of the stage to the other, and he punches this big guy, and the way the guy received the punch, it looked like it was an actual punch, and then he hits the guy back, and I'm like, whoa, is this a live action show happening right here? Everyone in the crowd was going nuts, and I have to say, I was completely floored. In the US or other countries that I've been to, never seen a cosplay show like that. So big ups to the Fikra team for putting that together at GX 2016.
Kuwait people have a good, maybe the otaku or manga community. I feel so awesome. And some of the cosplayer is maybe better than Japanese cosplayers.
The zeal of the cosplayers, seeing them coming for 3 consecutive days and supporting the event despite not having anything to do with the fighting game community. And the most surprising bit was the effort they made. They did have different outfits for different days, despite not being judged on following days.
Even some guys are asking me, they're like, so don't people cosplay at your fighting game tournaments all the time? And I'm like, there's usually like 3 or 4 people total out of like 1,000 people there. But here at this event, like, I swear it felt like every other person I saw was in cosplay. They were really into it. It actually took me by surprise, you know, but the fact that they acted. So the cosplay contest, usually when we have cosplay contests in the States, a lot of times it's just, you know, here's your costume, they do like a pose or they say something from the game and that's it. But this, they had whole routines, they had whole skits. There was the Joker guy who didn't even have recorded audio. He was just doing the whole dialogue right there on the spot, you know.
Gods, get rid of them, but leave the girl out since I have some unfinished business with her. I'll be damned.
You know, coming to Kuwait for the first time, I did have one advantage, is that, you know, some of my friends had come here before. Justin Wong came here and he showed me a bunch of pictures, and I was, you know, when he showed me the pictures, I was like, whoa, I had no idea Kuwait looked like this, you know. Then David came here and he told me all about it, and he expelled a lot of, you know, negative stereotypes or whatever like that. So I actually had a lot of preparation coming out here. Even still, like, it's really interesting because one of the things I think that took me by surprise was how, like, it's really westernized in Kuwait, you know, not only just from technology and architecture and all this other standpoint, but like, I felt like I ate more Western food than Kuwaiti food.
All the people I met in Kuwait, very nice. They were really, you know, welcoming and have been great about taking us around to see things, and all that's been really cool. I like the food. Food's tasty. people play video games really well here.
You guys are very welcoming and extremely generous towards guests. I noticed this last time I was here. I noticed this again, maybe even more now that this time. And you guys just treat the guests really well, and it just makes me want to come back. Like, I have no reason to not come back.
Kuwait's hospitality, I think, is one of the best in the world. And I really mean it from my heart. I think Kuwait has the best hospitality in terms of treating guests, and that is all you need to know when you come to a country, because you need to just know that people treat you well here, and that's one reason that you can come.
My only complaint in Kuwait is that WASDAs are too OP. Like, that's just too much. Like, yeah, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who's got a friend that knows another guy, and now I'm here. Like, come on, man, that's OP, that's ridiculous. I think you should have to earn your way up the ranks in any hierarchical system, and it's not fair that just because you know a guy who knows a guy, you know what I'm saying, you're there and you've just like taken precedence over this guy who's been in line for like 10 years for this thing, and now you're just up the ladder. Nah. Kuwaiti WASDAs, S tier.
There was this one thing that I found weird in Kuwait. Every time we were on the highway, there were always cars speeding next to us. This happened frequently. It didn't happen once. Like, every day I was in the car, there's always like this badass, you know, next to us, just speeding for no reason. That happened every single day, I swear. So that was kind of weird. I'm not used to that.
So for the non-Kuwaitis, for tourists, for people who are coming in, I would just like to remind you that, hey, look at past events. Look at people who came so far. We've had lots of international players. We've had Ryan Hart on multiple occasions, so it's not just one visit. He's had multiple visits. We had Filipino champ. We had Justin. We had the Japanese players. We had Daigo a couple of times. We had Mago, Tokido. We even had Topanga come and commentate at one point. So, and there are players as well from Xi'an, from Singapore. He's been here multiple times. So hey, if they can come multiple times, you can as well.
What I would tell people that I'm not sure if they should come to Kuwait or not is that I've been. You know, I'm still alive, kicking. You know what I'm saying? I've been 4 times now. It's my 4th trip here. And every time I've come here, I've always had an amazing time, always. And that just shows you that, you know, and I'm quite well traveled. So it's not like I don't know what it's like to go somewhere and not feel welcome. And, you know, I can definitely say that Kuwait is one of the nicest places I've been to, with the most generous of hosts. And it seems like it's generally quite safe, you know, like I don't really hear about a lot of crime going on. Obviously there's crime everywhere. I know you can have your car stolen here and little things can go wrong. But I mean, you know, you're not going to come here and just have your things stolen at the airport, for example. You know, people aren't going to follow you out and try and mug you. You know, it's just not that kind of place. So I think people need to understand that it is somewhere you can come and have fun, go to an event, go to a 3-day convention or whatever, and really enjoy your time here. And the food's great, people are nice, everyone's always happy to share, you know, like which places are good to go and eat, where you should go for hanging out for this. Like the people here are very, very proud people. You know, you're very proud of your culture, you're very proud of what's good, you know, and you're always happy to share that. You know, if you ask any question about what goes on here, people are like, yeah, well, you know, this is what we do for this, and you know, everybody eats here, or you know, this is where we pray. You know, like you're very open to sort of sharing things about your culture. So it's quite an educational experience for someone who's not been to like a Muslim country, for example. You can come here and learn a whole lot about things you might not have known about. And that's a positive thing. You know, the fact that people are open also shows like a genuinity about the people. You know, they're not trying to like hide things from you and kind of like shut you out from like this secret circuit of whatever's happening. It's a very open system here, so that's quite nice. You know, you learn a lot of things as well. So I just think it's a beneficial opportunity all around.
I just came from Red Bull Kumite, which was in Paris, and I expressed to a bunch of people already that if you drop me off in Paris by myself, I would feel more scared and confused and maybe like not sure what to do than I would if I was in Kuwait. I mean, don't get me wrong, Paris is a great city. It was beautiful and everything like that, but you know, everyone here speaks English. Like even when I was in the mall, the Avenues Mall, there was like all the English stores, all the products are English and everything. And
I really recommend coming here. The people are very welcoming. The food is great. The weather is amazing. Like there's literally nothing bad I can tell about Kuwait. Everything was fine for me, and I would love to come back again.
I think I would really want to thank Kuwait for holding this event, and I really hope I can attend the next KBR again. This is a great experience for me, and I always will want to be invited back if there's a chance.
what's up, guys? Thanks again for tuning in to Kuwait Battle Royale. All right, here we go. This is going to be the first match, Kuwait Battle Royale 2016.
He needs something else. Needs something else.
Oh, he got it! He got it! Jin with another comeback. He's still alive. Oh, he's gonna do it! He's gonna do it! He's at tournament point. He just needs to win one more round.
We're going to the final game, James.
You hear Dr. Mysterious cheering for his country-mate Deadfish. Trying to defeat the foreign invader that is Abigail. Didn't quite get the punish again. That armor gotcha 22%. Ugh!
And the reset. And the reset. And the reset. Oh my god, all these resets. Marvel tactics! Marvel tactics! صادق raw damage!
راح ناخذ ذكريات KBR 2012.
عندي بس ناس ابيهم بس يجون هني فوق على الستيج على السريع.
يا سلام عبد العزيز اداء وايد قوي بهالراوند.
لو مو هالناس كانوا واقفين معاي قبل 5 سنين كان انا مو موجود.
شكله راين هارت عقدته عبد العزيز.
وانا ما انسى الناس اللي توقف معاي وتساعدني وانا مو ناسي ولا واحد فيكم.
بوش الشوريوكن كان المفروض الشوريوكن. وعبد العزيز eliminates راين هارت والتاريخ يعيد نفسه. That is some real world warrior stuff.
Oh, this is gonna we're gonna be in here for the long haul, ladies and gentlemen. It's not over yet. That but too much damage. The DI. It doesn't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, Zelda is in the building.
Are we going down to the final round even?
It looks like it.
You got it. They're both fully locked on super.
عدد الله حلوة جوتكس جامبن. أي لمسة. يا سلام. Is your KBR 2016 winner